Hello, it's 11:07 p.m. I only ate once today. I was supposed to have, I think it was about 5 o'clock or something. I warmed my food up in a microwave. And I felt like I almost didn't know how to act. But it seems like beef is just about almost as expensive as the veal that I got. So, my food accidentally dropped on the floor when I was trying to take it out of the microwave. And so, I had to clean it up and then take out the trash and stuff. So, and I'm like, well, I think that was the bowl, well, not a bowl, but the container with the container that had only a small piece of the meat. But I got frustrated because my food had accidentally fell, so I had to throw it away, and then I had to make warm up the other container. And so after I had it in the microwave, that piece seemed like it was fully cooked, tender, soft, and just yum. So so that was the only thing that I ate the only thing that I ate. I didn't even eat at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I didn't eat until, because my stuff fell on the floor, I didn't get to eat until shortly after 6 o'clock. So, felt a little disappointed, but I'm over it, I guess, now. I'm all right. But I think the other 2 containers that I have left, I don't think they have any meat. I think they just have the cheese, pasta sauce, and vegetables or whatever else, and the seasoning or whatever else in it. I don't think they have any meat in them. But I ate the dinner. I didn't feel sick. I did not feel sick. I feel normal. So they have more people unfollowing and blocking me on TikTok. A few of them I caught. And then at least 2 people got hateful and unfollowed me on Twitter. And I haven't even been posting much. But that Who Unfollowed Me app has not been working. So I would have to do it like TikTok, and it'd be time consuming with me trying to manually scroll and see who that was or who those people were. But maybe they didn't unfollow me, and maybe it was a false alarm, or maybe that might be people who deleted their accounts, or if their accounts are restricted or something like that on Twitter. But I don't know. But so, but as I said, I'm not trying to do anybody wrong, or not trying to do anything wrong, not trying to bother anybody, just trying to live and survive. So, yeah. So at least half the doggone day was gone by me waking up after 12 o'clock. But I got some things accomplished, and out of the way, So, since it's been a while since I had food stamps, I was trying to gather up some ideas on what to get. But I mean, in Los Angeles, I don't know about other cities or other states, but in Los Angeles, people were allowed to get Burger King and Pizza Hut with food stamps, but most places you can't. But but you know, certain online stores and also Amazon have certain items that's SNAP or EBT eligible, but I think that Amazon kind of raises the prices and make them more expensive. And so with Trader Joe's, I wish I had, you know, a way to get there. That's one of my top favorite stores. But at least I was able to go at least once in Cincinnati. But I didn't get to go to the Whole Foods. But I got to go to Trader Joe's at least once. So, and I enjoyed every minute of it. I mean, everything I bought, I loved it, you know. Stuff I haven't gotten to access in years because Pensacola does not have Trader Joe's and Whole Foods, but they got that fake ass. I mean, I used to love Everman, but the people and what they did, what made me hate the place because of the people wrongfully banning me for the rest of my life just for being homeless. Excuse me. So, I mean, I love the muffins and I love the $5 smoothies. And I love the natural items, the convenience of getting natural, healthy stuff, you know. But the fake Everman place in Pensacola was more expensive than Whole Foods. And they don't want to accept money from black people, poor, and homeless people. They only want rich whites. And I also miss the hot bar. Like, they cook some good food. I really like the breakfast in the morning. I don't know how they were able to make those grits yellow. And perfect kind of buttery. And I don't know if they put milk or something in it. But I wish I could have at least got the screenshot. You know, because at first they were saying I was just banned for a year. And then the managers made the decision to have me banned for the rest of my life. I mean, like me trying to fill out an application. Well, how do you expect somebody to get off the streets and get out of homelessness if you ban somebody from that business rather than taking them on? I mean, if rather than taking that homeless person on for employment and helping them to better their lives. No, but instead you want to be prejudiced and ban them. But that was part of the gang stalking as well, because another clue how I knew it was part of the gang stalking, because the police showed up in less than 2 minutes. Like as if they were right around the corner. This was back in May 2019. I'm not a mother, but on Mother's Day 2019 this happened. And men did this to me. You know, so, excuse me. So, but they do not give a fuck. They don't care at all. So, I saw certain items on, like, cause, like, now I'm seeing Trader Joe's items on Amazon. And me seeing their items, I don't see where it says SNAP or EBT eligible, under any of the Trader Joe's food and grocery at all. But on Amazon, they raised the prices to like 4 times as much as the store. Excuse me. Made me want to cry. I guess if you really wanted something from a Trader Joe's item that bad, then I guess, and you don't have a Trader Joe's around you, then, I guess you got to be extremely desperate for that item or those items, in order to make those purchases or whatever. So, yeah, due to me being homeless on the streets, when I got off the streets and I got the tax refund check and I got the tax refund check and I got the tax refund check and I got the excuse me, I was able to get Amazon Prime. And then to me that was, I didn't get my stuff within 2 days like they lied and said that I would get my items within 2 days, like get them shipped within 48 hours or something, But I'm kind of figuring out, if it's $6.99 a month or something, I might try to get back on Amazon Prime. But Lisa Ruby, that lady, the one who sent for me to go to South Carolina for that fake deliverance thing, and she turned out to be a perp. Her and her husband, her whole family. So she was buying expensive items for me that I that I didn't ask for. And or sometimes she would just buy stuff, in order to manipulate and control and make it like as if I'm indebted to her and like I owe her. And she got extremely abusive. And I didn't even realize she was what you call a narcissistic abuser. And what people said she had, like somebody said she had dead looking eyes, that her eyes looked dead, which means she might be like a psychopath or a dangerous person. So I didn't even know about all that. But I was, ended up being damaged, destroyed, and hurt by her and Tracy Broadhurst. But that Tracy lady, I think she got me a few items too, but I don't remember. But Lisa Ruby, she got me a whole fucking laptop. And she was buying stuff for me, without asking me first if I wanted it. But I needed a laptop, but I didn't want her to get it. I would have wanted for me to get it on my own if she wanted to be like that. Act the way she acted. And then when I got to her house, she started to be manipulative and controlling and just weird. And, I never heard of a friend controlling somebody's, if that's your friend, why would she be trying to manipulate and control your bathroom trips, control what you eat, and everything else? Yeah, that's why I be calling people a narcissistic, control freak, fake friend. But she was old enough to be my parent. How old was I? I think I was like 31 or 32 years old. I think I was 31 or 32 years old and she was like 55. And the biological mom, Frances, was older than that. Excuse me. So, So the biological mom, Frances, was older than that. So, I mean, I haven't fully recovered from the trauma from Lisa Ruby and Tracy Broadhurst, and then that Darius person supposed to be targeted, but then he turned out to be a perp. And then, you know, weaponized all my traumas and all that and targeting against me, and then turned out to do worse than Lisa Ruby and worse than everybody, the foster mom, worse than everybody combined. And I still can't wrap my head around it, or still can't understand it. But I got some healing, you know, or like, but it still feels like a fresh, open wound. Like as if it just happened. Like still feels like fresh trauma. Like as if he reopened 20 times wider a wound that got only halfway done healing. So, some people say that a covert narcissist, some people describe it differently. Some people make it like as if a covert narcissist is like shy and, you know, vulnerable or something like that, or dependent and needy. But, you know, others say that a covert narcissist is somebody who starts off as normal and then turn around and act like a malignant narcissist or something like that. I don't know. I keep hearing different versions, but you know, it seemed like even subtle signs of narcissistic abuse, even signs that's subtle, I be taking notes. And some people, that they might be subtle for a long time. And then it seems like one way to know for sure if somebody's a narcissistic abuser is how they act towards you after, like during and after an argument. And even some months down the line, you know that you'll know if they seem normal at first, and then, you know, and another reason, like, it's like Darius doesn't give a damn how he made me, or he don't care how he made me feel. You know, and it's like, for you to do evil in secret and think that it makes you smart or wise. You know. But I don't want to be around I don't want to be around or deal with people who unsupportive, and if they just ruin your mental health even more. And the narcissists, they will point out that they will let me know to my face that they know that I'm emotionally fragile and still damage me. So, but I don't know. It's like I thought I was healed enough from Lisa Ruby and Tracy Broadhurst, and it's like, you know, Darius, he reopened that wound. And him and other fake TI perps, the religious narcs, they reopened that wound so wide. You know, and for somebody to pretend to be a friend and secretly behind your back, they think you're slow and retarded, or they act like they look down on you, or like they think they're superior or better than you. But, because they're secretly jealous while pretending to fake flatter you and then just want to lead you on and make a fool out of you. While they don't have your best, never did have your best interest at heart, and they be inconsistent with everything. And they hold double standards. Like, if they might say it's okay they think they got God's authority to dictate if it's okay for one person to do this, but you're not allowed to do it because you have such and such disadvantage. So you're not supposed to be doing X, Y, Z, but they have a right to do it, or they're allowed to do it because they have or you might think that they're more mentally capable or mentally normal. But that's how it is in society. People who are broken empaths are the ones who seem or emotionally sensitive, or everything sensitive. If we're the ones seen as like mentally off, slow, and retarded, but then at the same time, we get told that we're that we're highly intelligent, but we get treated like as if we lack the most basic common sense. If I had to live, if there was a narcissistic fake roommate living up in here, I would get yelled at, like, from the way I prepared my dinner yesterday. I would have got yelled at all kinds of ways. To always get yelled at. So, what the fuck? And one thing, when you're dealing with somebody just sent me a private message on Twitter, and it's like, if they might message you and you don't know that they're messaging you because you're doing something or you're away from your phone. And I've never done this to anybody before. Excuse me. They message you. It's okay for the narc to walk off mid-conversation and ignore you. But, if you step out because you had to run to the bathroom or something, and if you don't answer them right away, they will, like in person, if they're if a narcissistic abuser is talking to you like you're stupid, and then they be like, they even do their hands like that. Their facial expression would be like that. But how the narcissistic abuser online, they would put a whole bunch of question marks if you don't answer them right away. So So yeah, they got a bunch of question marks. So yeah, whoever this person is on Twitter that was a new follower, see, I don't know, I'm doing a video, so I can't even see, but she just left me a message that, with 2 question marks. I don't even know you. What make you think you got the authority to demand that I answer your question right away? But yeah, narcissistic abuse and gang stalking go hand in hand, because you have to have a narcissistic, sociopath, or psychopath personality, in in order to be a gang stalker, or once you sell your soul to the devil, that's the result. You become narcissistic and just pure evil. So the foster mom try to force us to be like her, or think like she thinks, or like the things that she likes. And so the way her way of teaching us to do certain things, before I found out about the Illuminati New World Order, before I found out about my targeting or narcissistic abuse or any of that, I try to do my own deprogramming without realizing it, so I don't have to live like how she wants. I mean, if I'm an adult, I don't have to eat margarine anymore if I don't want to. I don't have to buy margarine. I can buy butter if I want to. So I really like butter. I don't like margarine. So the narcissistic way that she called herself trying to teach us to be, I tried to undo that and try to on my own to have more love and compassion for others. Because like the foster mom's way of thinking, and any of her family members' way of thinking, the biological family's way of thinking, that if you're nice and generous and help other people, according to them, you're stupid. Or you deserve to get taken advantage of. Or like, or people take your kindness for weakness and you get fucked over, and then they be like, you never learn your lesson, have you? So they basically want you to learn your lesson from having a big open heart and doing good. Like, let me tell y'all something. Like, back in 2006, when I was staying by the foster family, when I was staying by the fake foster family in 2006, after Hurricane Katrina, I gathered a lot of items out of my damaged apartment from New Orleans Towers. And so, me being generous and giving, and the foster sister Shelley laughed. She ignorantly laughed. The foster mom's oldest biological daughter, Shelley, she ignorantly laughed. And so she laughed and tried to ask me for me to be generous and giving my belongings away. She tried to laugh and ask me if I'm suicidal. You're just fucking ignorant. But you hate me enough that you want me off this earth. That's what it is. Oh, Curtis, what, you suicidal? Giving all your stuff away like that, girl? Do I need to translate that? So she would ask me if I'm suicidal with giving all my stuff away, giving all my belongings away, and then she's like, "Oh, girl." So it's like they want me to be cold-hearted and evil and mean and wicked like them. I would get called stupid or treated like a dork, for trying to help somebody less fortunate than me, or try to do good deeds or be generous and giving. And they make it like as if I'm this weird freak. And then they got narcissistic abusers who feel like for me to shake hands or hug somebody, or for me to, like, say, for example, if I'm going to school, and whether it be elementary, high school, middle school, college, if I go and if I want to be nice and buy You know, if I want to, or even at work, at a job, you know, if I buy all the coworkers, you know, if I try to be generous and buy the whole class, like if I say, for example, if people are not from New Orleans, right, and I'm not in New Orleans, and say, for example, if I had a job in St. Louis, Missouri, and it's Mardi Gras, and you know, if I come to work with like 5 packages of Mardi Gras king cakes, I would get told that my behavior is inappropriate and unacceptable. And I'd be trying to figure out what did I do wrong. Like, even at the fake Salvation Army shelter in Greenville, South Carolina, I try to, you know, pass out gifts to staff and residents at the Salvation Army. And the staff member that was abusive, narcissistic, half my height and younger than me, you know, she used to call her name was Laquana or something like that, but she used to like to be called Q. And she was a Pentecostal narcissistic abuser. And she was an abusive narcissistic perp. And she tried to get mad at me and make it like as if I was being inappropriate by giving gifts to everybody. And I mean, she used to boss control and be abusive to 60-year-old women. And try to handle them so rough and, you know, treat them a black female, you know, and she, you know, rich, living a high life. One time, this dumbass, I used to call her ignorant project ghetto fake satanic doodoo. That's what I used to call her. And so, and she used to, you know, try to, like, she was like under 5 feet tall, fraudulently and illegally driving around this big, huge ass fucking Suburban. And like one time she tried to accuse another staff member of doing witchcraft on her when come to find out she was pregnant. I mean, she was having like morning sickness and said that another staff member was doing witchcraft on her. Now, Miss Catherine did look like a fucking witch. And, you know, they wanted for me to, I mean, Miss Catherine tried to get me wrongfully banned from that shelter. I told her straight to her face, like, she wrote me up because I said straight up, I said, you evil. And she was another narcissistic abuser. But Miss Catherine, she was a white lady and she was much older than me, though. You know, I'm just saying for description, you know, describing who these people are. But Miss Catherine was an abusive, narcissistic witch, also, you know. But they had one person who didn't act like a perp that I remember. I don't remember her name. She was a white female. I think she was pregnant. And she said that she used to be homeless on a Las Vegas strip. And she was the only one that I remember that never really like when I be in a homeless shelters and dealing with the gang stalking and the narcissistic abuse, sometimes it be that one worker that ain't gonna perp me or do me dirty. Like, but they might have one time they might get an attitude. Like somebody that used to work at New Image Fresh Start. I heard that place shut down in Los Angeles on 87th and Figueroa. And her name was Lolita, and she was from New Orleans like me. And she was the only one who never acted like a perp in that shelter. Excuse me, but she was a black female too. She I think she only got an attitude with me one time. Or I don't know, she might have been having a bad day or going through a rough time, or the perps try to manipulate her against me. But I think I remember her having an attitude with me one time. And this black lady named Miss Ella from Separation Torture Mission, Union Rescue Mission, she was like the only one who was nice and respectful and who wasn't a jerk towards me. And they used to have this black lady named Miss Deidre, was like rude and mean and stuff like that. But Miss Deidre eventually, before I left Separation Torture Mission, Union Rescue Mission, she started to be nice before I left. And then they had the security guard named Mary. How many fucking Marys in Los Angeles and how many Rebeccas in Denton, Texas? But they had the security guard named Mary. Was mean and rude and stuff like that. And then eventually she started to be nicer. I remember she triggered and provoked me to go off and cuss her out one day. Having Tourette's outburst on her one day. But eventually she turned out to be nicer. But like, you pay your money to stay at these shelters and they're trying any and everything to try to set you up to get kicked out, banned, whatever. But that's how they do. They feed you the shittiest food that they wouldn't eat. Rich folks would not touch that doggone food. And they bully, harass, and lecture you. They narcissistically bully, harass, and lecture you and tell you you should be grateful. I'm like, but people are, and so I got called a troublemaker. You know, I got called a troublemaker for questioning, you know, if we pay to stay here, why do all they serve us is pork and corn? You know, and that lady, Miss Thelma, she got mad at me. You know, she used to be in prison, and she was an abusive, narcissistic bully. Professed to be Christian, but they didn't have the spirit of forgiveness. I tried to come, even though they were wrong, I tried to come some years later. And Miss Thelma Reed, she hated my guts from day one. Akila used to be like one of the big top owners or whatever. And she was some kind of way, had an association. I don't know if she was married to him or that Andy Bell's guy. But I don't think I ever met Andy Bell from Separation Torture Mission, Union Rescue Mission in Los Angeles. So, like some years later, I saw Akila she professed to be Christian and a female reverend, which is contrary to God, you know, contrary to the Bible, to be a female reverend. She was abusive and narcissistic and handled me so rough. And she was almost as young as me. But Akila, I saw Facebook pictures a few years ago. I saw Facebook pictures of her throwing up the devil horn hand signs. And I'm like, this bitch sold her soul to the devil. Stop it. Stop pretending you're a Christian and then you proudly flaunt off satanic hand signs on social media. And then, you know, but before I saw them a few years ago, you know, while back before that, like I try to send Akila an apology letter. I try to send Miss Thelma and all them. And Miss Thelma straight up told me that she ain't gonna forgive me. But I'm like, I thought y'all said y'all was so Christian and holy. You know, it had been a few years, and I came back after I became a Christian and, you know, try to apologize. And they said, so what? And they try to make like as if I'm banned from there for the rest of my life and could never allowed to set foot on their premises. But they try to kick me out of there so many times, and they succeeded. But I don't ever want to go back down to LA Skid Row ever again. That is the closest to hell that I've ever in my life seen. Hearing gunshots every day, people committing suicide, and the police in LAPD, y'all know they're more corrupt than New Orleans. And bigger, I can't even say all the stuff that that I've heard what LAP, how crooked LAPD is. Corrupt, corrupt, corrupt. New Orleans is corrupt. So, I just, yeah. Los Angeles, full of fake people. And I don't care who get offended, who get mad. But kind of find out, I thought it was just Los Angeles. But then when I went back to my hometown, New Orleans, they turned out to be fake too. Like, New Orleans ain't never was fake before Katrina. Like, 2017, 18, 19, what happened? Like, New Orleans people used to have your back. Now, nobody's loyal. Everybody's a fake sellout. Like, New Orleans people being fake. Like, and y'all natives grew up, born and raised. What the hell happened? You could turn out to be faker than Los Angeles. What the hell? I thought New Orleans people boasted to be the realest people on the planet. No. Y'all turn out to be fake too. So, yeah. But they have so many people that just stopping other people from making a living and survive. And come to find out, I ain't the only one. They have other, people that supposedly targeted individuals who got death threats made at them too. And I'm like, well, the gang stalkers, y'all step your game up, I guess if they can't control you, they try to kill you. So, but my phone, TikTok, and YouTube, my phone camera, and everything about my phone and TikTok and YouTube been messing up and screwing up today. Like the previous longer video, not the 10-minute, but the longer video, my phone camera kept freezing. And I don't even know if this doing it this video, because I don't even be realizing that I'm not looking into the camera. But so I figure since last night I didn't get to fall asleep until almost 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm hoping that I can try to make it to go to bed or go to sleep earlier tonight. Yeah, so I had a headache all day. And after I ate, the nausea and vertigo kind of feeling went away. But, yeah. So I didn't do a whole lot, but I got certain business handled and accomplished. And, I didn't work on any writing today at all. And, sometimes I'm sitting here, having I had a difficult time twice today uploading TikTok videos. And they messed up and made it like as if the video couldn't upload. And I had to re-upload it. Excuse me. So, yeah, it still would be nice if I had a way to get a laptop so that I can get a well, living here, I don't even, but that would cost money that I can't afford. I don't have the money, the extra spare money for, well, I got Wi-Fi in here, and they have the cable thing, but I guess hardwired internet for a work at home job. I don't have the money for that service or the cable bill, or I'm not even sure if they will allow me to have a work at home opportunity. I don't have a laptop or the money for a laptop. I don't have a car or the money for a car. And I heard that the way the economy is, this is done by design, that more and more people aren't able to afford a car anymore. People aren't able to afford a car anymore. So, it's very difficult to find a side hustle or a job that I can do with my phone and no experience. Because they want hardwired internet, And I think they had this job opportunity called ACX or something like that, where you can somebody reminded me about it yesterday. That job opportunity with the 2 strokes that I had when I was 5 and me stuttering so much, and then me being distracted, I would fail the test. I can't fluently read like fast and fluid like normal, And I had speech therapy as a kid also, So as of 2011, I was told that I still have speech problems. So, but yeah, but, so yeah, they have like when I went to Trader Joe's, I don't think I was able to get everything that I liked or everything that I wanted, but I was able to get some things that I liked and some things that I wanted. So I really like the Trader Joe's cereal, and I also like the that's something I didn't think. I thought I would hate something like that, but the Trader Joe's, I like a lot of the seasonal items, and I like the I think it's cherry pomegranate Trader Joe's version of Pop-Tarts. I love it for some reason, and I also like the I also like the seasonal pumpkin flavor. But like regular name brand Pop-Tarts and even generic brands from other stores, don't talk to me about no Pop-Tarts unless it's peanut butter. My top favorite flavor of Pop-Tarts is peanut butter or the chocolate peanut butter, and don't tell me nothing else about no doggone Pop-Tarts. But I like the cherry pomegranate, and I also like the pumpkin from Trader Joe's. But the mainstream name brand Pop-Tarts, I only like the peanut butter sometimes I like the chocolate peanut butter, but the peanut butter is my favorite. My top favorite Pop-Tart ever. But other than that, I'm not too crazy over Pop-Tarts. I don't be trying to eat Pop-Tarts and stuff, but like being a kid, you had no choice, to eat like strawberry Pop-Tarts or blueberry Pop-Tarts. I fucking hate it. Like gross. Yuck. But I also from Trader Joe's, I like that they have like their own version of like their milk chocolate Rice Krispie kind of sort of like a Trader Joe's version of Nestle Crunch. I love it. Better than Nestle Crunch. And I like the ginger beer. I like the maple cream cookies. I like some of their seasonings. Yeah, so even some of the non-food items I liked. But it's odd. I wish that Trader Joe's would sell food grade bentonite clay or some kind of bentonite clay. And that would be awesome if they would, But no, those are just a few items that I named that I like. Ooh, and my favorite, and a lot of people say they didn't like it, but my favorite is the Thanksgiving turkey pot pie. And I'm not sure if I'll ever get to try that ever again in life. I wish there was like a copycat recipe. But that was my shit. That was my favorite. So that was my favorite. But I also like the simmer sauces, like the yellow, green, and red curry sauces. But I think I like the yellow and the green curry sauces from Trader Joe's. I like their imported products. I like like one time they had this thing called black rice. And I didn't realize it was called wild rice, but black rice. And I don't know if I cooked it wrong, but, I don't know what the hell I did wrong. But the rice tastes like, the texture was like as if you're chewing on a straw. And I was hoping it was cooked all the way, or is it just that texture? But I heard it's healthier than white rice or brown rice. And I'm not going to say I can't stand brown rice, but I be trying to run away from brown rice. I really don't like brown rice, but my favorite rice, I like jasmine rice, but my favorite rice is basmati, white rice. The basmati Indian rice. And I also love, I like barley. Oh, you know what? That's that soup that everybody went crazy over. I think I had turkey cutlets, barley, butternut squash, and turkey cutlets, butternut squash, barley, and some beans or something. I wish I remembered, but that was so doggone. I even went nuts over it. But yeah, but it's like I mean, so I like barley. I like barley flour. I'm not sure if I had amaranth before, but I cannot stand millet. I hate millet. But I used to love the farmers markets and the flea markets. Like when the foster mom used to take us to the flea markets when we were little, she made everything boring. She made us hate everything. But then when I became an adult, I turned out to love flea markets and thrift. Well, I'm not too crazy about thrift stores, but you know, I don't mind shopping at the thrift store. You know, but the foster mom made flea market and thrift store shopping to be boring. And she made traveling to be boring. So I used to think that Mississippi and Alabama were boring. Or I felt like I hated and thought it was boring, you know. But away from her, yeah, my twin sister said she used to have fun in Mississippi. And I'm like, well, I thought there was no fun to be had in Mississippi and Alabama. But I didn't realize Alabama and them had beaches and all that. Well, you know, I didn't know until some years later. Excuse me. But, so they got things to do in beautiful nature. I mean, me having lack of transportation made me think that Greenville, South Carolina was boring. But here in Bloomington, because I can't get up like I would want to, you know, or just get out and go somewhere at my own convenience, I feel like this is gonna be like a boring summer for me. Like, can't go swim nowhere. Ain't much of nothing to do in this small little town. And then people on TikTok were saying that Victoria is very boring. But there's a little bit of more stuff to do. But if I had a freaking car, you know, I would love to try to check out, you know, the beaches, or check out San Antonio or Austin, or even back to my hometown, New Orleans, or maybe try, you know, I always wanted to travel, you know, but gang stalkers make it hard, you know, because if they have a targeted individual who get a car from all that hard work, and then you sabotage the car the day that the target gets it, and the target can't even drive the car no more. And then, you know, if you go to a mechanic and they fuck up your car even more and charge you more money, I didn't realize that those are gang stalkers doing that. And even the ones who got the audacity to call themselves a Christian business. And the ones who say that they're Christian, they do you the dirtiest. It seems like you can't even trust somebody because they have, like in Greenville, South Carolina, and certain other places, they will advertise that they're a Christian-based business. And if they would do stuff like screw over you the worst. Worse than secular or people who don't care about God. And you be like beyond disbelief. So, I guess I'm supposed to be quiet on if I say that this perp left me alone or that perp left me alone, you know, but I ended up feeling upset, you know, about, I don't know who it was, might have unfollowed and blocked me on TikTok, more people, but other than that, and I blocked them for unfollowing me, you know, but, excuse me, other than that, I didn't receive any online harassment today that I recall. Well, now it's a different day. It's 12:06 a.m. on Wednesday, June 21st, 2023. So, I don't know what day was the first day of summer. But, excuse me. I don't know what day was the first day of summer, but excuse me, but I'm gonna say, June 20th. I don't think I received any online harassment. So but if I said I didn't receive any harassment, then the perps come and harass me 10 times worse the next day. So but I got the in-person harassment with the loud bass music all day long. I mean, if it's a Tuesday, it's part of the gang stalking. If it's a Tuesday morning at 3:30, and then again at just before 5 o'clock, that's unreasonable. And you don't care about being idiotic and disturbing the peace. So one thing I would hate is to be trapped here with nowhere to go really all summer long. For me to just stay stuck up in here, or the only places to go is just, just to Family Dollar, Dollar General, or the 7-Eleven, or the laundromat, or the front office, or Dairy Queen. That's all that they got. And they have another place too that they have, this place where they perp me every time I go there. So I quit going. Damn it, shucks. If I can get my own skillet and stuff, I'll make my own pancakes. I'll have my own pancakes, sausage, as much grits as I want. My own orange juice. But I'm excited about being in a place again by myself. But I just wish I had transportation in a car. But I feel like, why would a professed targeted individual say that? I mean, if they act like they don't want you to have a car, and then they don't even like you. If you don't want me driving or having a car, you a perp. Or if you don't want me with a job, or you don't want me to just live a normal life, you a perp. You a gang stalker. An abusive, narcissistic gang stalker. Like, what are you afraid of? So, they have professed targeted individuals who feel like if you're homeless and got off the streets, they automatically jump to conclusion and falsely assume that you took a deal or became a perp. Or if they feel like you got one nice meal, that's proof that you sold out or a perp or became a perp. Or if you got a car, even if you worked for it, they assume you're a perp. Even if you got a car to rent, they will feel like you're a perp. So, but me living here, I wouldn't even have the money to rent a car to go somewhere. But if I did have the money to rent a car, I don't know if they will accept if they would accept my rental agreement, but due to the idea that it's all bills included, and it's month to month, and it's not a year lease. It's not a year lease. But I heard that if a person is staying like in an extended stay or something, they have certain ways where you can work around it or whatever. But I'm living here like as if it's a permanent place, you know. It's all I have. But, you know, I love, you know, having my own place and being by myself, living alone, nobody to breathe down my neck, micromanaging me. Yes, because it's not just at work, but it can happen at home, at school, or wherever else. At church, somebody breathing down your neck, micromanaging you. Family. And as I said, they don't care about you, but they want to try to control and fix you and try to micromanage you. And treat you like a total puppet on a string. And then, you know, they'll make jail threats or threats to get you locked up in a mental institution if you show any form of resistance or rebellion. Like you have to obey them like as if they're your master and you're the slave. And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm the head of household. You're the one who came off the streets younger than me and came off the streets and come live with me. Don't pay shit. And then try to micromanage and control me. And then you're narcissistic and we get into an argument and you talking about how you pay all the bills when you never a day in your life paid a fucking dime to stay here. I mean, dealing with that from people. You know, if they have narcissistic abusers, when I had my car, for me to put gas in my car, for them to forcefully treat me like I'm too too retarded to know that I need to put gas in my car, for them to be like, Candy, you need to put gas in your car. And I'm like, well, I got to get to a freaking gas station. So I get to the gas station and they want to sit there and like fold their arms and monitor me, or put their hands on their hips and monitor me, and studying my every move, and make sure that I have a certain posture, a certain way while pumping the gas, or if I look stupid at pumping the gas like that. But then we get into an argument. And then they'd be like, I'm the one who had to put the $108 of gas in that tank. First of all, it wasn't $108. It was $28, okay? You be over-exaggerating. Second of all, it was me. You didn't put shit in it. I mean, you want to take the credit for it because you watched me do it. And you lie and say it was you. And then you lie and say I took it from you. Y'all give me worse than a fucking headache. I hate y'all. Like, damn, y'all the ones who ain't human. Because y'all the ones who lack humanity. But y'all pretend to have fake charity just for show. So, and I hate being hungry in the middle of the night. But I'm not going to eat anything. Because I don't want to get into that habit of eating in the middle of the night. Or eating any time of the night. You know, I'm trying to get myself back on a normal schedule and I can't. So, but I was mildly tempted to go to the Family Dollar, but then again, I was like, nah, you know. But the food that I do have up in here it's running low anyway. But it's the food that I have in here is running low. But well, at least the food in the refrigerator is running low. But I got I have 2 packs of beans and rice. So that sausage, I think, was nasty. I think it was called Eckrich sausage. I didn't like it. Or I might save the beans and rice for next month. Excuse me, not necessarily the rice. I meant to say I might save the beans for next month. But like here, I don't think they have any food banks here. But in Victoria, they have food banks, but they say you have to have a car. But how would you, if you poor and don't have a car, how can you get food, free food from the food bank if you have to have a car? So like I think they got a couple of food banks in Victoria. And I think they have like a homeless soup kitchen, but the homeless soup kitchen, it's only open at certain times, and then, I don't have the convenience to get there. But it's like I read on some website that over 97% of the people here in Bloomington have a job and a car. And that some part of the minority that doesn't have a job or a car. But they had a black female fake nice perp that had a red car and was doing perp stuff, but she was a fake nice perp. And she was trying to tell me that, she pointed at her arm, and saying that if you look like this, then they ain't trying to give you no job. But they got a black guy that work at the 7-Eleven. I don't go there that often, but I be trying to eat here a lot. But at the 7-Eleven, every time if I try to go order some tacos, the last 2 or 3 times I try to order tacos or breakfast food or something, like when I first got my check or whatever, and it's like the black guy would be arguing, or it'd be a Hispanic guy arguing, or somebody arguing. And I don't know, like y'all argue every day. So and I'd be like, just forget it, I just, but 7-Eleven pizza is the only pizza I can get. But that's a big pizza, but I guess you can cut it into slices, but like frozen pizza, like from Family Dollar or Dollar General, they're too big for me to they're too big for me to I can't put it in my toaster oven. But I guess if I were to have pizza, I have to make my own pizza, because I don't remember if it's Pizza Hut, Papa John's, or something that's somewhat close here. And Amazon is about the only thing that deliver here. Instacart don't deliver here. Uber Eats has like 2 or 3 places. No, maybe about 4 places that might deliver Uber Eats, but I only ordered from Uber Eats once when I was new here. So you know, when I was new here, I only ordered Uber Eats once, and with that $10 delivery fee, it ain't worth it, you know. But so Uber Eats is extremely limited. No DoorDash and Instacart don't come here, and but thankfully Amazon would deliver. But HEB, they deliver, but they don't deliver over here. So and Aldi, I think, supposedly deliver, but they don't deliver over here. Fake Walmart, they deliver, but they don't deliver over here. So it's like this zip code is a lot of the times not even recognized. But like they don't even recognize this. But apparently, I don't know if they recently made Bloomington its own city, because they used to call this Victoria and have the zip code 77905. But then now it's called Bloomington and it's 77951. You know, and so so I don't know when that change came into effect, but DoorDash won't deliver. You know, there's nothing on DoorDash for this location or nearby. But it seemed like to drive from here to that gas station where the Greyhound bus is, it's like a 15-minute drive. And then it'd be like $17 or $18 for a one-way with the Uber. And it's hard to get an Uber, hard to get it's hard to get Uber, and it's hard to get it's hard to get a cab, and it's hard to get that transportation, that free transportation. So, yeah, it's hard getting around. Like, you know, if I wanted to go to the grocery store in Cincinnati or Pensacola, I could just hop on a transit bus and just go. Or in Pensacola, I had to take Uber more often. Uber and cabs more often. But, especially when they wrongfully banned me from riding a freaking bus for a while. And so, and they kicked me off the doggone bus. And so, and Alex Dupree used to brag about, having me to be banned from riding the buses. In the online perks, when I got the job in Gulf Breeze, like the online perks would be like, say for example, you might be from Cincinnati, Ohio, and be an online perk and brag about how you go in a Pensacola Uber forums and smear campaign them about me and trying to make like, well, I'm gonna get you banned from riding Ubers, or you created trouble with that Uber driver. Well, first of all, the Uber driver would be a perp creating problems with me, and second of all, it ain't your fucking business. You're an online stranger. I don't know you. You know, but as I said, you know, they reverse it and make like when the perp starts with you and you stand up for yourself, they'll make like you the troublemaker, that you the troublemaker or the bad person. You know, so yeah, back in 2021 they used to be like, yeah, I'm gonna get you banned. I'm a contact the or they'll say that I have already contacted the Pensacola, the Uber groups in Pensacola, and showed them your videos and had you banned. I told everybody to have you banned from riding the Ubers all across the country. And I told everybody about you. So, if I'm not on Facebook, and they're gossiping about me in message boards and groups and Facebook, how y'all gonna say that you don't have me on the dark web? Just like I have it on video about that perp from down the street that said that I have a reputation for acting stupid. That they said it in the Facebook groups that I have a reputation for, you know, acting stupid or whatever, you know. So yeah, it's like somebody, all they gotta hear is one lie about you, and it's like you're toast. But for me to talk about somebody, people brick wall me with the quickness and say that they don't want to hear any negativity or that they don't want to hear any drama. But how come when they're lying about me, you're all ears, but when I'm telling the truth, you don't want to hear any negativity or drama? It's backwards. And it's like, y'all, I just met you and you got your mind made up like you know me so well. I knew you not even 5 minutes, but you know all my life. And they keep their lives secret from you. So, yeah, so, I don't even know if I should just take the turkey cutlets and like cut them up into pieces and put them in the beans after you know, after the next couple of days. and then just like tomorrow and well, no, later today, Wednesday and Thursday, to have more leftover pasta, you know, with the pasta. But I don't like. I think all the veal meat I think is gone. So if there's no meat and if it's just pasta, then I guess I have that sausage that I really don't like. And then you know, but I don't know, I'm undecided, because I'm the type that I'll switch my mind about a certain decision at the last minute and just randomly get up and just on a whim, unexpectedly, and just go somewhere or do something and the perps be already on standby. Like I can unexpectedly just randomly go out and do laundry and the perps are already on standby. So I just have $2.74 in the bank. The $5.50 and you know, and for laundry. And then I have like maybe approximately $1 or less in loose change. I haven't counted, but now I got the food stamps. So I got to ration the trash bags that I have. I have to ration the trash bags that I have, and until the next paycheck. So it looks like as if Amazon told me I'm supposed to get a little bit of something from my ebooks. Hold up. So, you know, as I said, the highest in royalties I ever got from my ebooks was $25. And that was when I had more TI supporting me. That first ebook that I published, I got a little bit over $25. And the fake TI perps went down my throat harder than the regular perps. And try to make like I'm greedy and eating delicious. That I'm always greedy and always eating deliciously. And stuff like that. You know, and it'd be your own black female, other fellow black women. Oh, you greedy. You know, from one time having a steak dinner makes me so greedy. I earned that. Well, see, they're freezing my camera. I said that I earned that. Like, when I had, like, the perps, I never knew that due to this gang stalking, that the perps would try to control what you do with the money that you work for. So with my work money, the online perps bully, harass, and threaten me and try to tell me that I don't have a right to treat myself to a $25 Chilean sea bass dinner. That was rare. You know, I worked for that money. They even got mad at me for spending my tax refund money a certain way. Last year I'm talking about. So I mean, yeah, it's insane. They even try to control how I should spend the stimulus check. And it's like, no matter how I explain or what I explain, they still gonna falsely make me look crazy or look wrong. Just like Starbricker, you know, falsely accused me of willingly going back to the foster mom despite the foster mom being so abusive. But, you know, they still controlled whatever I did after turning 18. And wouldn't let me break away or break free. And I didn't know the agendas. I didn't know what was going on. You know, so it seemed like I would be backed in a corner and be forced to make certain decisions. So, and it ain't her business, you know. So people with narcissistic personalities always make it like as if you knowingly and willfully put yourself in compromising or dangerous situations, and they try to judge you without knowing or caring about the truth about what really happened. I mean, I was 18 and 19 years old going to college, and the foster mom would not let me get a job. She would not let me try to move on my own. But I had my own place in New Orleans Towers. Then Hurricane Katrina happened. I dealt with abusive biological family members in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I was told that, you know, they were trying to make me start from scratch and start from the bottom. Excuse me. Or pay out-of-state tuition fees for college. So I didn't have the money to do all that. So I was left with no choice but to go back to live with the foster mom, because the biological family, I didn't know where they were. But the foster family were back in New Orleans on the West Bank. And so my apartment in New Orleans, whoa, they're freezing my phone. They're freezing my phone. So my apartment in New Orleans Towers was considered unlivable during Hurricane Katrina. And they screwed me over and gave me $700 something when I was supposed to have gotten like $10,000 or something. And they screwed me over and didn't give me what I deserved or what I was supposed to have. So I lost almost everything. I lost over 90-something% of my property and belongings. So and then they were supposed to have this Hurricane Katrina class action lawsuit, and I never saw any of that money 10 years later. No, longer than 10 years later. I still never saw any of that money. And they kept on pushing the lawsuit back, pushing it back. So, but yeah, in 2006, see, if I would have stayed in Milwaukee, they wanted me to start back from freshman, plus pay out-of-state tuition. And then I didn't have enough Pell Grant and student loan money to go. Because I was almost finished college. I originally was supposed to have graduated spring 2005 before Hurricane Katrina. But because of the gang stalking in the family and my twin sister lying on me, that and other family members setting me up for failure and destruction, I didn't get to graduate spring 2005 like I was supposed to. So, why start back from the bottom and then pay out-of-state tuition and fees and stuff when all I had was, 1 or 2 more semesters to go? And I ended up graduating summer 2006 because of Hurricane Katrina, but I was supposed to have graduated spring 2005. Originally, I was supposed to have graduated spring 2005. Or probably even sooner if none of this shit would have happened. So, all that set me back, and I nearly didn't make it. So, the foster mom, yeah, she, so I was left and and other people, I would ask them if I could stay by them, and they'd be like, well, why you don't stay by your mama? Not referring to the biological mom, but they're talking about the foster mom. I couldn't stay with any fake IDMR cult members. Their response would be, why don't you go stay by your mama, the fake foster mom? And they wanted, society held me to be indebted to be under the foster mom's control even after I was already in my 20s. They had this lady named Vilma de Guerra. I think she was a Cuban lady. And I went to the fake IDMR branch in Brooklyn, New York. No, was it Brooklyn? No, it was Jamaica, Queens, New York. I went there. I was a grown-ass woman, 23 years old. Went to the fake IDMR cult. They perped and abused and kicked me out because of my Tourette's. And they felt like I was being a disturbance for something that's a medical condition that I can't control. So this Vilma Reguera lady was like, and what the hell are you doing all the way in New York? Does your mama know that? I'm talking about the foster mom, not the biological mom, but the foster mom. Does your mama know that you in New York? So when I told the foster mom about it a few months later, she said, well, did you let her know you was grown? Did you let her know you was grown? Of course I let her. Yeah, I told her I was grown. But even as I said, I was in my 20s and the Masonic Smelly Craft family used to stalk and spy on me and my twin sister and run back and tell the foster mom, and the foster mom come and confront. And like, so the foster mom's still controlling, and I mentioned about that. And even the social workers or whatever, I was clueless, helpless, and just didn't have a way to break free. So I felt like I didn't know what else to do but to go back to the foster mom and live with her. I was supposed to have gotten one of those FEMA trailers, but nobody got them. I signed up for it and everything. So I didn't get none of that, and I stayed with the foster mom, put up with more abuse. I was 22 years old, going on 23. It was in 2006 after Hurricane Katrina, before I went to New York. And so then, you know, the abuse got bad enough that when I got that FEMA money, I bounced. And one regret, I wish I would have took my car with me. But, you know, just like what happened with Pensacola, you know, fleeing in an emergency situation. And, you know, I had just graduated from college and just got hired to work at Gretna Junior High as a paraprofessional, and was supposed to start the day before me and my twin sister's birthday. The incident happened 2 days before me and my twin sister's birthday, where the foster sister Shelly lied on me and the foster boy James slapped me. So not Joni's brother James, but that foster boy James Joseph. Not Joni's brother James Burris, but I'm talking about the foster boy James Burris. The foster boy James Joseph, who was not related, you know. But Joni's brother James never put James Burris, he never put his hands on me. He threatened to a couple of times, but he never put his hands on me. But that foster boy James was still a minor, 17 years old, trying to handle up on a 22-year-old. And he, you know, rough handled and slapped me. I don't think he slapped me. He punched me. Punched me hard enough that I fell to the ground and was crying. And I called the police, and the police sided with them and with the police. Fake Gretna police. Gretna, Louisiana police. They were perping me. And I do believe that Gretna police, as you know, they're Masonic, and they have a lot to do with the beginning of how my targeting started. The fake foster mom, Adrian Felder, the Masonic Smelly Craft family, and Gretna police, they're all about how my targeting originated. So, and I had to keep constantly calling the police on the foster mom for her abuse. And the police always took her side. You know, and so for Starbricker to try to make a mockery out of, you know, trying to make it like as if I wanted the abuse or that I enjoyed the abuse. I mean, the foster mom wouldn't let me break away. She wouldn't let me get my own place. I fought tooth and nail to get in. I mean, she tried to not let me get into the place in New Orleans Towers. You know, so Starbricker, you don't know a fucking thing about my history, what I went through. I know what I went through. You don't know shit, so stay the fuck out my damn life. That's just like the last rape that happened before the you know what started at the beginning of 2020. She tried to lie and falsely make it like as if I willingly went by the rapist. And try to manipulate and for me to feel just ashamed for stuff that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And victim blaming. Because you're a psychopath. Straight up. And you're a trafficker. That's why you think like that. But it seems like as if they love to try to manipulate your emotions and cause this reactive abuse and cause you to be flaming mad. You know, I know what I went through. So, you know, I'm just, you know, as I said, I mean, the foster mom was even forcing me to go to the cult at 18 and 19 years old on semester breaks coming from college. They made that arrangement for me to go to college and stay in the dorms, and then for me to go and stay by the foster mom to be abused throughout the whole time of the semester breaks. And then go back to Nichols State University, the first university that I went to. And then being stalked, perked, and surveilled and watched by all the students, the house mom, the dormitory house mom, the students stalking and spying on me and running back and tell the foster mom everything. And I was 18, 19 years old. And they all had a certain opinion about me. But Dawn Richard from Danity Kane, yeah, before the fame, she used to sit down and have lunch with me. Or sit down and have breakfast or dinner with me. Me and her weren't really close, but, you know, she used to, you know, ask, can she sit down by me? And I'm like, ain't this the same Dawn Richard that used to sit and eat with me? And now she's associated with Diddy? Like, I see your ass on TV? Like, what the hell? I even went to high school with Roxy and her brother, Rodrigo. Roxy from 106 in Park. Yeah, I went to school with them. So, you know, I saw Roxy at my high school graduation because, of course, she gonna pay respects to the graduation of her brother, you know. And then, I saw Roxy on 106 in Park. I went there in person when I was in New York. I don't ever want to experience something like that again. Like, waiting hours in line, standing in line just to see celebrities. Fuck these damn celebrities. Like, I heard how difficult it was to try to get to see James Brown's funeral or Janet Jackson concerts. I ain't doing all that. You know? So, but yeah, that day, I saw Sierra, Trick Daddy, and Bobby Valentino, and they were guests on the 106 in Park, and I remember being abused by the security guards and everything. So, I didn't have a good experience at all. But I saw the Yin Yang twins. Was that the Yin Yang twins? Where one of them looked like a billy goat, and I saw another celebrity. I don't remember who it was. But I didn't get to shake hands with or be in that first row where I could get to hug Sierra or Trick Daddy or Bobby Valentino or none of them, you know. But I didn't realize I didn't know the truth back then. I didn't realize they were that these celebrities are freaking demons in the flesh that we worshiping. I didn't know the truth back then, but fuck Sierra. Fuck these fake retarded celebrities. I mean, so, I used to be somewhat almost as much of a fan of Sierra as Aaliyah, but not quite there, you know. But I used to love and respect Sierra, and, but, you know, they used to compare Aaliyah and Sierra. But ain't nothing like Aaliyah, though. But, Sierra, like, it was a few years ago, she was doing a live stream with her baby on there. And she was throwing up devil horns and satanic hand signs. And I called her out on it. And she got hateful and blocked me on her YouTube live stream. So, well, I ain't listening to your music no more, you dirty bitch. So, But Sierra was nice to me during other live streams in the past before I found out about the Illuminati and found out the truth. But people even said Sierra sold her soul and all that. But I thought there was a point in time she was trying to fight against the Hollywood industry. But yeah, they got her. So my storage space, I'm pretty sure, is running out on my phone. And it is now 12:52 a.m. in the morning. And so I'll see y'all later.